I could tell that shit was about to be
Oh yeah. Peace, 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 peace. Peace and peace.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings, peace and wisdom.
Greetings
peace,
and salutations.
peace and mortgage, peace and rebate check, peace and all the good things that can come to you. Hello, it's Woke with Kids, guys.
Woke with Kids.
Wow, can you turn those mics up each?
Oh, jeez. And we have a special guest this evening.
Yeah, keep turning them until they turn like
Keep
red.
turning them?
Till they turn red and then turn it back just a little bit. Perfect. That's good. That's good. There we go. That's good.
Oh.
Yeah. Now turn that back until it turns where you get. There we go. Perfect. That's it. Now we're hot. We're popping. We're popping. We're popping.
I'm like tech overload.
I know.
For the last
so
15
cool.
minutes.
It's so
I'm
cool.
feeling all discombobulated.
It's so cool. Yo, guys.
Well, Tiffany, tell us about yourself. You're a good friend.
Wait.
What?
We haven't even mentioned that she's on the podcast yet.
I just said it.
Really?
Oh. I thought I was discombobulated from the tech stuff. I was like, we have a special guest on today.
This is turning out great. This is
always how we start.
This is really put together. I feel completely in control of the situation. I don't know about you. Very much excited to have you here, Tiffany. Or is it Tiff?
Either one.
Either one. Okay, I'm going to go with Tiff tonight because that feels as fabulous as your hair.
Yes.
Thank you.
Love.
What color is that? What color what would we call that?
It's salt and pepper.
It's salt and pepper. You know what's funny is I'm going gray at the temples right now. It's natural. And today I was a woman was congratulating me on being a young looking black man, which is not, a very uncommon occurrence. And she was saying that young people sometimes dye their hair now this color. They dye it gray.
Yeah, didn't that
You're the first person though.
That Osborne girl kind of started. What's her name? Kelly.
Kelly Osbourne. Oh, did she?
She was doing like a silvery purple, silverish.
It was.
Like 3-4 years
Look
ago.
at my wife, the pop culture maven. Look at that. I like it.
She has to stay on trend.
Definitely.
I like to know what's going on.
As must we all. This is Woke with Kids, guys. Episode 89.
Jesus frickin'.
It's way up there. It's way up there.
What are we going to do for our 100th?
That is a really good
How
question.
will we make it?
You know what we should do? We should get like some dial-ins from like some of the guests from the past. Like get like maybe some shout-outs. They'll come out and they'll just say some things. It'll be like one of those marathons where all the quasi-famous people that we know. And when I say quasi-famous, I mean because they were on our show. And they'll be on our show and they'll like speak and they'll be like, yeah, Woke with Kids is awesome. They've just been making my head so, woke.
Yeah, I guess we could do that.
That
People
kind of
do
thing.
that.
People do
Yeah.
that. People do
Yeah.
that. We should have some dial-ins, some shout-outs, that kind of thing. But that is not what we are here for. We are not here to serve our own.
We've got like a week and a half of things to talk about.
We've got so
We gotta
freaking much
weigh
to
in.
talk about. Oh my
and a
God.
half.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So let's dealer's choice. You're the guest, so you get to choose a little bit. Do you want to get into politics, what I call politricking, trumpin', or do you want to just
so
get straight
many
into catching some hell? What black people just catching some hell, just wrongness and
Are
just.
you still interested in talking about Beychella?
I definitely want to talk about Beychella, but that's our palate cleanser.
Yeah, for sure. That's true.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we'll.
You have thoughts?
Thoughts
on it?
I do.
Did you see it? Did you actually see the live stream?
Well, I'm an old, so I fell asleep.
Girl.
I fell asleep and I watched it the next day.
Wonderful.
I had to find a link.
Yes.
And it was
Yes.
Yeah. No.
We have not yet seen it, so we will.
We fell asleep.
We've been asleep.
We had the
still
party.
asleep,
We
okay?
had the 3-year-old birthday party that day.
Yes.
Honestly, didn't even remember.
Mm-mm.
I woke up like, what the hell happened?
Don't know.
You weren't ready for all of that.
No.
Yeah, apparently no one was.
And then I had a super busy week at work. I mean, not to complain because Mel is always busy with the kids, but like my energy, like I was finally working as hard as Mel, and I ain't like that shit, you know, because I'm a man. We're not built for that type of struggle. And so I've just been really weary this week as well, and I'm just starting to feel like myself again. And I just want to thank God to be here, man. I'm just here, you know, and by God I mean whether you believe in God or just the empty, cold, indifferent universe, whatever, man. I'm just really happy to be in a space tonight and doing it.
Yeah,
so
man.
Do we want to talk about some politics, or we just want to talk about some catching hell first? How do we want to bum the people out first? Because we got options.
I think we need to go hard to the heaviest first.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then get light.
Okay. Well, let's start. We got to start with catching hell then, because Starbucks is in the news.
All kind of fucking up. I mean,
don't
left,
know.
right, center.
Wow. I mean,
all over
let's try to unpack it though. Okay, let's try to unpack, because obviously there's been a lot. We've had the sensational part has kind of struck us, right? We've had that yet so far, and now some of the nuance is being teased out, and that's one of the advantages of us doing the show at this point, because what I'm learning now is that the manager of this Starbucks, and if you guys haven't heard, if you've been under a rock or you've been meditating very deeply and keeping out the ills of the world from your mind, what happened was that at Starbucks, 2 black men entered to have a business meeting and sat down. One asked if he could use the bathroom. He was told no, and not unless you're a paying customer. He shrugged it off. They sat back down. Within 2 minutes, then a woman came over and asked if they'd like to start with some water, some tea, or a drink. They said no, thank you. They're just waiting. 2 minutes later, the police are called by the manager. The police show up, come over to these young men's table, and ask them to leave, that they're trespassing, saying that they're trespassing. The men, on some fucking civil rights level, black calm shit, you know what I'm saying? Just like, cool, stand up, comply, get handcuffed and escorted out, and are detained for 8 hours. Okay? So that's what happened.
That was in Philadelphia, right?
And it was in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Okay? Mm-hmm. So since that time, a couple of things have happened. All right? A couple of things have happened. One, the manager of the Starbucks was fired. All right? Actually, I don't know if she was fired. The headline I read was she was no longer with the company.
So, also, a young white woman sitting nearby recorded the whole thing, basically, and posted it. What was it, on her Twitter? And it went viral. And I think that's also another interesting part of the story, because people are using that as an example of what an ally looks like.
Yes.
If you are a white person, have privilege, and can see clearly that there was racial bias happening, and that would have never happened to you. You know, it's like, what can I do? And I don't know if she thought it through that much. She was saying she didn't really think it would get a lot of views or whatever. But, you know.
Wow.
It's 2018. Everything gets views.
So
yeah.
so the woman is no longer, the manager's apparently no longer with the company anymore, and the company has announced that it's going to close 8,000 stores for unconscious or implicit bias training. Hold up, I got the footage. Okay, let me see if I can get this popping right quick. If you guys don't mind.
One of the memes I saw since they announced, closing it down for a day. Hold on, I want to be able to give this guy's handle, but he was saying, "When is America shutting down to undergo unconscious bias training?"
I feel. All right, here we go. We can play this for the people. See if they can hear this.
Two black men who are arrested in the Philadelphia Starbucks store are breaking their silence. Business partners Dante Robinson and Rashawn Nelson say they fear for their lives.
Wait. Y'all can't hear that. Hold on.
So the Twitter person is at Will Alexander. He said, "On which day are we closing America for racial bias?"
Two black men who are arrested in the Philadelphia Starbucks store are breaking their silence. Business partners Dante Robinson and Rashawn Nelson say they feared for their lives as the incident last week escalated. A manager called police to complain that the men asked to use the bathroom but did not buy anything and refused to leave. Police then took them away in handcuffs, but no charges were filed. Nelson says that once he was in jail, he wondered if he would make it home alive. The pair said they would not leave the shop because they didn't do anything wrong and were waiting for a business associate. Starbucks has since apologized and announced that it will be conducting racial bias training for all of its employees.
Wow.
All right, I just want to say one thing. First of all, very important. I want to give it up to the announcers, Donnie Simpson eyes. Okay, very.
Craig Melvin, that's the homie.
Yeah, very. Yeah, I like what he's doing there. You know what I'm saying? He sounded black as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like he got to he didn't sound whipped or beaten at all. I like how he announced that. He was like, the brother was just standing. Sitting there, I really appreciate the way he delivered that news, because sometimes the tone that the news is delivered can affect the way that we receive it. But if you guys in the podcast can't see it, but the live cast, you can clearly see those men are just, draining them. They just not thugs. They're just calmly sitting there at Starbucks, and the police come and they escort them out, which is crazy. And yeah, I did see that Very Smart Brothers, I think they made the same joke where they were like, a complete list of places that need to be shut down.
America.
I love Damon Young and Very Smart Brothers. That's my sense of humor.
Absolutely.
I appreciate them.
So what do we feel about that? Is closing down these shops for a day enough? Is this recompense for this happening? How do you feel, Tiff?
From a corporation, it's a nice gesture. It's good PR. And, I mean, is it really going to change anything? Probably not. So
took the words right out of my mouth, dear.
Okay, but on the level of PR, like Hillary Clinton, hot sauce in her bag, pandering. All right? Is this the required response, or are we looking for some monetary restitution? Like, what is the thing that makes it okay?
Okay, I'm going to forget if I don't say this. Speaking of pandering, did you see Bernie Sanders quoting Cardi B about
yes.
the Social Security?
Oh,
and
hell
I was
yes.
like,
I didn't see that.
That's in my
want
catching
to see
hell
that.
section, baby.
I forgot. I
wasn't going to let us forget that.
Okay,
oh, hell
I didn't
no.
know anyone else had seen that. I was like,
pandering ass motherfucker.
I was like, what's going on here?
I mean, if we just going to go on a Woke with Kids tangent, I mean, then you also got Kendrick Lamar getting the Pulitzer, which is much more like the Pulitzer awarding itself a goddamn Kendrick, because won't nobody thinking about no Pulitzer Prize.
Okay.
Won't nobody know.
I see how they're related now. Yeah, we got to go back.
Okay, so anyways, I just my only take on this was I feel like the CEO of Starbucks actually spoke out on this, and he got involved. He wants the ex-manager of the Starbucks and the two men to get together as a teachable moment, I guess, as some South African style attempt at reconciliation or some shit like that. How do we feel about that? I mean, is this real healing? I mean, what are we talking about here?
For me, as a former Starbucks partner, like, that's the company culture. Like, it's all about image. If you look like the nicest, cleanest, most open to appeasing your fan base, your customer base, your crack addicts,
that's something that people ain't talking about.
You look good. And it's, while it might come off as offensive, whatever, while middle America is the, main voting base, they're not the ones at Starbucks. They need to stick with what is going to appease their money-making base on the coast.
Yes, us liberal coastal elites.
Yes,
serve us.
Oh my God, they must make so much money, like, on the coast as opposed to the two in a particular area.
But something you just said, Tiff, really, I feel like is not being mentioned enough, is that Starbucks are drug dealers.
They are slanging it.
They are slanging one of the most addictive substances on the planet.
Well, check it. One guy, somebody on Undocumedia on Instagram reposted, was saying that somebody who worked at Starbucks has already had 3 white women ask about the closing for racial bias training, saying how inconvenient it is. He said, "You know what is even more inconvenient to black people, Karen? Racial bias that gets them shot and killed for just existing." Go ahead.
Was Karen wearing Uggs?
Oh.
Because that's going to make it complete.
So she said that one woman said if they close that day, she'll call off of work because she can't bear to go to work without having Starbucks first. Are you fucking serious? So, he brought up the point that maybe part of the racial bias training is to also educate your customer base about racial bias in the country, because they seem to be so blinded by their privilege they can't even see this bigger picture of just how bad racism is in America. And that is at my leg fish, camel mock ito on Twitter.
Camel mock ito. God.
Yeah, that's strange.
God bless the collective collective unconsciousness of America. I mean, we are learning in this age. We're learning in this age. We're gonna learn it. We're gonna learn today. Oh my God. One thing I think that bears elaboration on the fact that we're talking about a racist drug dealing company, because that's what, like, if black people wrote the news, that's how we would cover the news. You know what I mean? Like, that's how they cover us. They'd be like, so I'm like, gorilla face thug, 300-pound gorilla face thug intimidated police officer into shooting him. Okay, we gonna have to. Damn, I sure do want to get some catching hell. But one thing I did want to say is that my company has recently undergone implicit bias training, and before we had done it, I think I would have been like, that's some bullshit. It really has no effect. But if they do the kind of training they did with us, I think it might have at least not a permanent effect. It does offer, for the first time in a lot of people's life, an insight into what implicit bias is. Because I don't think most people really understand.
I completely agree.
What this shit is.
And you might actually affect the behavior of one or two or three in each store, and that's really the most you can hope for. That's
really all you can hope for. But for the listeners, in case you're wondering, what implicit bias means is that all it means literally is that instead of your brain trying to figure out a problem from scratch every time you encounter it, what happens is instead is your mind forms shortcuts in terms of how to figure some out. So that's why over time it gets easier and easier to drive. When you first start driving, you're like, oh shit, how do I switch gears, and how do I turn this, and how do I do the blinker, and can I do the blinker and the thing at the same time? And then by the time you drive for like 5-6 years, you're like, I'm a fucking Knight Rider. You know what I'm saying? You got it all down. That's because your mind has said this is the quickest way to get this thing done. So the same thing happens when it comes to our social cues. So you go through the world. If you the first time you get mugged in a trashy alley, you go like, yo, when it's trashy and dark and ain't nothing but hungry looking people around, this is probably a bad neighborhood to be in. And everywhere you go, you apply that logic to it. So if all your life you've been watching movies, or you've grown up in a country that somehow has some systemic form of bias towards a particular people for some reason, I don't know, because they were slaves once, I don't know, some shit like that, then you may also have this implicit bias based on the images that you've seen over and over again of these scary 300-pound gorilla-faced niggas. And that is what implicit bias is. It's something that's unconscious. It's also helpful sometimes. Like when you hear a loud, sharp crack, pop, 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 every black person in the world knows what to do. They shooting.
Yep.
They shooting. Get down. That's implicit bias. Maybe it's just firecrackers. It's always firecrackers in goddamn LA for some reason, until it ain't. But anyways, that's what implicit bias is. So I don't want to belabor that point too much. There's so much more to get into in terms of catching hell. Can we talk about a little bit about Trump and Michael Cohen? Because I think this is delicious.
It's not even just Michael Cohen. I mean, the spider webs, the tentacles, the web of lies.
This shit is thick. I mean, like, this your king? God damn, y'all. White folk, y'all desperate.
Comey's talking every fucking which way. I love how he's like, I'm really not about that drama, but...
Wow. I mean, they're not white people. I'm not sorry, not white people. Not white people. I'm sorry. Alt-right white people.
I made notes. So there's that. Sean Hannity is all up in the mix. That's umbrellas.
Poor Sean.
And Sean's wife.
She's real interested.
What?
She's real curious.
If
you guys have not been paying attention to Fox News, and I can forgive you for not doing so, the issue that we're talking about is Michael Cohen is a longtime lawyer of Trump. Kind of a lawyer. Quote unquote lawyer. he's the guy that fixes things when you put your pee-pee in the wrong place. You know
So
what I mean?
he's Ray Donovan with a degree.
Yes, but a degree from one of the top 10 worst law schools in the world. Okay, something Thomas M. Cooley Law School of Law, some shit like that. I'm not even I might be halfway making that up, but it is the top 10 worst law schools. That's factual. This man has claimed he would take a bullet for Trump. By all reports, Trump treats him like shit, and now he is facing years on possible charges that range from wire fraud to campaign election fraud to messing with hookers fraud. I don't know, all the things, all the frauds, right? So it would not be it's not beyond it's not beyond the pale of doubt to think that maybe he could have possibly be persuaded to be like, I know all the bodies are buried. You know what I mean? I'm just saying he might rat on a nigga.
That's the word on the street.
He might rat is what I'm hearing. And this is ironic to me because everybody was like, no way you could take down Trump. You know, he's Teflon. You know, he even bragged himself he could shoot somebody in Times Square, he would lose a follower. But as soon as this white prostitute came out, I'm sorry, she's not a prostitute. She's an
adult actress.
Adult actress. Sorry, I'm pro sex worker. I don't want to confuse her labels. I want to give her credit for her accomplishments. She doesn't just have sex in private for money. She has sex in public for money. She's a star. Okay, Stormy Daniels. I knew the minute she came out, this is this man's Achilles heel, because here is finally a person who is more shameless than he is.
That's why even with Clinton, they had to look into it. They was like, you can't really, like, everyone has their women, but you can't be, flaunting it.
That's all I'm saying.
And what's crazy about Trump is that he did it before. You know what I mean? Like,
that brings up another point. And that brings up another point about Trump that's been fucking with me, is that Trump's support amongst evangelical white people is sky high. They love him. They think he's one of them. What does this mean? I mean, are you religious, Tiff?
They're ratchet.
Are they ratchet as fuck? But let me ask you this, Tiff. Are you religious? Do you have any kind of faith?
I was stronger Catholic.
Wow.
So I'm like spiritual now.
Okay, you were Catholic. Wow, that's a whole other podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but now you're spiritual. Dig it. All right. So. Okay, so you can't answer for this. You have no dog in this fight. You're not a Christian, so you're not one of those people that has to like explain why you can look
compromising your morals and the teachings of Jesus.
Yeah, essentially.
No shit.
Yeah, know what I mean?
People have used the name of Jesus for much worse. Jesus always seems to, align himself with your beliefs.
Yes, absolutely.
Magically.
Absolutely. This is why we all love Jesus. I love Jesus too.
Oh yeah.
Jesus turned water into vodka tonic. That's my version, and you can have your version. And yes, I agree with that. Actually, I'm a terrible Muslim, is what I actually am, folks. But I'm sitting here drinking and smoking and talking about the president. I'm taking authority. I'm anti-authority. I'm a bad Muslim.
My favorite little piece of tea is that Andrew McCabe might be trying to sue the Trump administration for defamation and wrongful termination.
Right. Yes.
I said yes.
Get your coins. Ching,
so fucking stupid. Like, what if he went down on the whole like firing Comey thing, like as obstruction of justice? It was like so simple to like avoid it. You're like, damn, man, he's so stupid.
He walked into it.
Exactly. He's walking into all of these, and that's why it's ridiculous for any of his supporters to stick around, because you're gonna go down in the fire.
But I want to know what's the bigger story behind all these people who are like, yeah, I'm not even going to run again for my seat. I'm good.
Let's talk about that. Yes, thank you, Tiff. That's why you on this podcast. Bringing up important topics. It's like 40 congressmen. I didn't even...
We're all motherfucking Ryan.
Last I checked, we were at 31.
31, is that where we're at?
Motherfucking Ryan. The House Speaker.
Paul Ryan, yes.
Is not going for re-election. He's young. He's in the most powerful position. it could, his career could only continue.
I can't imagine why. I don't know why you wouldn't want to be involved in politics right now.
What
he could
is
be there
coming
for 20 more years.
That he was like, yeah, I don't need a career anymore.
This crave.
This is we got to talk about, because that's a very good point, because it relates to what you were talking about, Mel, too, in terms of his supporters, because we got to talk about the nature of Trump supporters. The nature of Trump supporters is that they worship authority. They don't worship anything except the boss, right? So that's why they can get away with all this, because anything he does, they make it fit into what is good, right? Now, your point about what is coming, I am curious about this now. I'm like, are Democrats going to have a wave? And if we do, how are we going to fuck it up?
Well, that's what I keep thinking. Even before all these Republicans were jumping ship, literally, what was the motherfucking plan? Because now we have all these opportunities to take seats, to flip seats. Now they're pushing even more for money.
Yep.
Now every fucking race is closed.
Yep. But they still offering us like Pelosi. They're still offering us like the same people.
We going to be able to do, and what are we coming up against?
Exactly.
The Republicans don't. Some of these don't want to be anywhere near it with a 10-foot pole when the results of these deep tax cuts.
I thought you were going to say regime.
We about to get Alex Jones up in here.
So I mean,
the deep state.
I don't know. I gotta meditate on what the leader guide is gonna be, because it's gonna be for real.
We're gonna. You know what? No matter what this wave is, no matter what the tailwind is. I hate to say this, but it's like the nature of the Democratic Party is that we're the well-meaning doofuses. Is that no matter how good the shot is, whenever we come up to the ball, Lucy takes that bitch away, and I'm just trying to figure out how we're gonna fuck it up again.
What we lack as Democrats is that fucking united front. Republicans can hate each other, but when it is time to make a move, they're like, bitch, fall in line.
Wow.
We're doing it.
Look, they did it. They literally did it.
They did it.
Wow.
We saw them do it with
go.
the dumbest motherfucker ever as their mascot.
True. So, but how do you... Right, but how we don't fall in line, but that's kind of like part of our charm is that we're the more they claim to be for freedom, but we're the ones that are like, fuck who you want, do the drugs you want, you know what I mean? Like, we're that side, and they claim to be for freedom. That's some fuck shit too. How do you know that needs to be exposed more too? So how do we do that? How do we get together, but at the same time, stay ourselves?
I think. And it might not be a popular opinion, but, I lived in the corporate world for a while. Sometimes if you're nice, you still have to play dirty. You have to not be afraid to sling dirt to get to what you want. And they just don't.
Right.
They want to talk it out when they're, in the ring with a bully.
Literally.
Trip his ass.
I do feel that. I do think Chris Rock was correct in his analysis that Trump is the first bully in politics in a long time. Like, we've been so polite AF for so long, and now one dude was like, oh, I really don't care about political correctness. Like y'all have been saying you don't care about political correctness, but you've been, kind of towing it, like Ted Cruz. A little bit, he's an asshole, but he still kind of tries to toe the line. Mitt Romney, he's a little bit crazy, but he's charming. They all try to toe the line. But Trump finally came out and was like, what's up with all these rapist-ass Mexicans? What's up with all these immigrants coming over and killing us in MS-13 and all of this thing?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she called. You got to decline it, and then it'll stop. That's how that works.
I mean... Culturally, as a society in America, we love bullies. We love the bad guy. We love the person that's going to come in and take over, wreck shit, don't give a fuck. You all follow me.
Right?
That's what he represents. Like, we don't celebrate really anyone. Like, the only person that they really celebrate is Jesus and Martin Luther King. Like, turn the other cheek, be passive, love one another. But you might celebrate that, but we really celebrate Al Pacino and all his Scarface roles, The Godfather.
Well, yeah, because Jesus and Martin had to die.
Yeah, they had to die, but Scarface was busting shots at everybody, and that's what we want to see.
Yes. I mean, I just guess what I'm saying is like even when they honor a man of peace, they only honor him if he gets killed. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because the ones that survive, we don't give a fuck about them. You know, they talk about them like dogs. Like, Jesse Jackson, fuck Jesse Jackson. They're like, damn, okay.
John Lewis, they be trying to talk
John Lewis. Talking shit. I'm like, wow, all he did was live. All he did was not get shot. That's the only crime. He's just like Martin Luther King. Okay, never mind. We'll move on. No, that's real talk, man. If you don't get shot, don't come out here. That's some weak ass piece. Some weak ass
piece.
You
didn't die?
You ain't die? Weak. Oh yeah, speaking of dying, shout out to Avicii. EDM DJ, beloved white boy. He brought Aloe Black out strong with that song. You know what I'm talking about? Wake Me Up. Oh my God, that was such a good song, man. So just for that alone, I just had to give him a shout out. We're gonna spill some liquor for you at the cookout. Goodness gracious, that was just. Anyways, too young, 28, 20 years old. What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all kids and these drugs, man? Smoke weed. It's legal now. What's going on? You in LA, baby? You know? I'm so sad to hear that kind of stuff. Anyway, sorry, that was a complete digression. But we might as well move on to some other things to talk about. Let's see what else is going on in the world. I have this beautiful labeling system now. We kind
of got off of it and went to Trump, but in regards to the whole Starbucks thing,
yes,
I just think it is kind of broader because in a different Starbucks, a young black man was there and asked to use the restroom. They said, no, you need to buy something. And then he saw a young white man come out of the bathroom and he asked him, like, did they let you use the bathroom? And the kid was like, yeah. And he's like, did you buy anything? He's like, no, not yet. I was going right now. And so he started recording. You know, he was recording this, and he confronted the barista person and was like, how come he could use the bathroom without paying for something first if I just asked and you didn't let me do it? So it was, like, crazy that all of these instances were all happening at the same time. And then also, someone was bringing up a good point. This is the kind of story, quote-unquote, that black people talk about or people of color talk about. This kind of explicit discrimination, and you see, like, that didn't happen, like, that's an over exaggeration, that doesn't happen every day,
right.
But there is some form of that can happen to you every day,
absolutely,
every time you go into a business. You know, like you're talking about the implicit bias, they see darker skin and they associate criminality.
1000%. It
doesn't matter if you're fucking getting coffee or about to buy a house.
Langston was watching a movie and he said something looked like a haunted house and he was like, yeah, it's all black and gloomy, and I had to restrain myself to be like, see, that's what the white man wants you to associate that word with. That house is not black and gloomy, it's black and powerful. Okay? It is full of solemnity and regality. I don't know.
It'll take time. We'll get there, but we'd have to change him out of the school.
Yeah, I mean, you got to change him out of English. The whole language is poisoned against us. You know what I mean? Like,
true.
You can't even. I mean, because it shouldn't mean anything. Because when you look at it, even to review this again, we're all these beautiful shades of brown and shit, but we all just get. I won't say reduced. It's unfortunate. We gotta take the. It's like they gave us, like, look, the word in our language means evil and darkness and misery. Now do what you can with it. It's like chitlins, is what I'm saying. It's like they gave you the hog, and it was like, here, you can eat this, whatever is left over this goddamn pig. That's what you can have. And we was like, well, if you insist, I guess we got to make a goddamn gourmet feast called chitlins out of this shit or something. But it's like, it's unfortunate that we always got to start with the negative shit in the culture. That's always what it. That's all I'm saying. Because I mean, I'm proud to be black, but we had to work really hard to be proud to be black. Because the English language is not programmed that way. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's not.
Okay, we do have to mention that. About these California cops that killed a black man after firing dozens of bullets at his car in a Walmart parking lot. That's what this podcast was founded on. So we have to let you know when the police get so scared, because our police are just nervous people, very nervous people with families who love their families very, very much. And they just have this thing that happens when they see black people doing things that they don't understand, like being alive and moving or not moving or having things or not having things, or threatening or not threatening, and then they shot him.
Well, it's like with that in the institution, it's not even implicit.
Yeah, that's not even implicit.
Explicit, it's complicit. Like,
and the police,
is the motherfucking training they receive. And they're told that that's what will save their lives.
That's right.
And allow them to go home to their families every
And if
night.
they don't kill him, if they don't shoot him, then they get fired.
Remember that happened in
That
the city.
actually happened.
He de-escalated the situation, did not shoot and kill.
And they were like, nope, that's not how we handle this.
Him, if not fired him.
You handled that incorrectly, sir. The correct answer is shoot. Silly boy.
We only want one story, not the other side. Don't do that.
Thank you.
Shit.
So the brother, it says, in addition to killing 26-year-old Deontay Yarber, the shooting in Barstow, California. Barstow, oh God.
Barstow.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, listeners, if you guys aren't from California, I do have to tell you, Barstow is like halfway between LA and Vegas. It's the armpit of the universe. It's a city. It's more of a metaphor than a city. You know what I mean? It's like,
it looks like where they might have filmed The Bad Batch. Like, there is a ghost town, like not an amusement park, but like a attraction. And I remember as a kid, because I grew up in Southern California, that was a field trip. We went to Calico Ghost Town in motherfucking Barstow at like 8.
Barstow is the idea behind Westworld right before they kicked it off. Right before.
Yes, actually.
Yes!
It's the prequel to Mad Max.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Barstow is.
So bad.
So anyway, so now that I understand where this young man was, I don't want to victim blame, but I do have to wonder why anybody in their right mind would be in Barstow. But it also injured a 23-year-old woman sitting in the back of his car. Police said they were responding to a call reporting a suspicious vehicle. God damn. We gotta, you know what? They should just stop making these suspicious vehicles, okay? Because I am tired of people being caught out there. We need a list of what these suspicious vehicles are.
More suspicious vehicles.
Jesus Christ.
A
Where,
recall.
do you know what I'm saying? Where,
Yeah, let's get a recall going on that.
just recall every one of these suspicious
recall
vehicles, because
all
they are
the
just getting
vehicles.
niggas caught up. Come on, man. Look, how do white people never buy suspicious vehicles? They must have a special non-suspicious vehicle place that they can go to. Anyway, and so that happened, unfortunately. Woo! So also, here's a little more. Okay, we're definitely into catching hell at this point. Charlottesville, remember the guy, Corey Long, who sprayed fire at the racists who were trying to shoot him? That guy, my hero, everyone's hero, everyone's hero. Posters all over college of this guy, right? So they charged him, and now he's in trial. And he's going to trial. They offered him a plea deal. He refused because he did not do anything wrong. If somebody points a gun at me, and I am smart enough to somehow manufacture a flamethrower, I'm a genius. Give me the NRA. Somebody should be on my side. What are you talking about? This guy's about to shoot at me. I'm fucking MacGyver. Anyway, apparently his trial's delayed. That's all. A woman was arrested. Did you hear about this? A woman was arrested in Georgia after allegedly attacking a pregnant military service member over a parking lot.
I saw that bitch. Fuck that stupid bitch.
Did you see this? So,
oh my God.
So that's
so
the thing.
glad they arrested her ass.
Judy Tucker was 71, can be seen lunging at Stephanie Mitchell, 34, and Treasure Sharp, 27, at a restaurant in Macon, Georgia.
These people who think they can physically touch you, I mean,
like you can't throw hands at 71 unless you're a grandpa.
Unbelievable.
What?
They said, should we watch this? Oh no, we don't have it doesn't exist.
Like,
we don't have
bitch,
permission
I
to do
will
that anymore.
push you.
She said the woman was saying, I'm pregnant. Look at me. I'm pregnant. You're pushing a pregnant lady. And this is what the woman said back. This is what the evil woman said back. She said, well, my husband is handicapped. I think that's important to note.
Because the initial conflict was over a parking space.
Right.
Oh.
Right. I think that's right.
They both feel that they deserve it. I didn't know about a husband, and needing handicap because I heard that her son was with her and he was the one like stupid lesbian bitches or whatever. And they heard. And, because they had gotten the spot.
Right. Sorry.
But even with that and the confrontation, why would you try to touch me?
The entitlement of that. Like, that's my parking space. I colonized that parking space. That's my parking space. No!
That's going to keep happening.
Hey.
These confrontations based on people's entitlement and privilege, and it has to. I think it just has to.
Batteries in their back.
It has to keep going until they realize it is futile.
Here's some more catching hell, guys. Eric Hunter Jones is 23. He's just like you and me.
Little baby.
He was charged with possession of a firearm by a felon and filing a false police report. He's a Virginia man, so hometown boy. He was arrested on felony charges of basically telling police that 2 African-American men approached him outside a motel claiming, and one of them shot him. But after a couple of interviews, several witnesses determined that Jones had made the whole thing up and that he'd actually shot himself. I wonder if I could show people this person, because I need you to understand.
I mean, them white girls been doing that forever, basically.
I mean, that's true.
Another one just got away with it, not facing any charges or anything.
But why? I mean, the thing is, this guy's young, I guess.
They'll be believed.
This guy is young, and that's what, you hear this thing about guys, about racism being an old man's game.
Look at his mugshot. What the fuck?
Look at this guy.
Worst picture.
Who is this guy?
Kid, what?
He looks fucked up, guys.
This is no Stanford, whatever it is.
You know what I'm saying?
This motherfucker is high as...
He is high as gas.
And no wonder they were like, we think you're lying.
He needs to be charged with possession of a suspicious face, okay? God dang. All right, so anyways.
He's not wearing a shirt.
I'm just tired of black. Okay, let's move on. I'm tired of him.
Please,
so Azalea Banks claims she was drugged and raped.
What? Really?
Guys, you didn't hear this?
Yeah.
Did you hear this?
I heard that.
I think I'm taking it very seriously. It sounds horrible.
Whoa, I gotta put my glasses on for this.
Yeah, I take it very seriously. Let me show the people the Instagram that came up. This is hold up. There she is. You can see her. This is not the Instagram post of things that went wrong though.
Low key rape was not done there.
There you go. Badger, you force you to say. Let's just read the whole thing. Okay, so it says, "I just feel so dirty and stupid right now." Oh no, hold up, sorry. Azalea Banks took to Instagram this weekend with shocking news for her fans, revealing that she was drugged and raped. Low key, I just got raped. I feel like dirt. Banks cried as she remembered feeling pressured into having sex. I just feel so dirty and stupid right now, We were hanging out and one thing led to another. I just feel really dumb because it was partially my fault. I'm just sitting here feeling fucking low and shit. I just want to fucking disappear right now. Damn, that's horrible. What gets me is she feels like it's partially her fault. What does that mean? I just feel really bad. I don't think I'm going to be putting out more music. I just want to take some time and figure out what happened. You don't really realize it like this rape shit. Men can just prey on you and fucking badger you, force you to say yes, to the point where you just feel like you have to give consent, but you didn't give shit. You never wanted to do shit, and you're just there feeling fucking powerless. Somebody really just got the fucking best of me.
This is the Aziz Ansari.
Wow.
Story, scandal, whatever you want to call it. If that girl had sex with Aziz, she could be writing this. That's exactly the situation, maybe minus the roofies, that she's sharing. Where she just felt pressured to do it.
Does this have sound? I don't know. I guess not.
Oh, wow. Oh,
I just feel really dumb. It was partially my fault, And I'm just sitting here, just feeling.
All right, we won't listen to that. That's crazy. Yeah, that's too crazy. That's crazy. But that's we won't listen to that. You guys can go to Instagram if you guys want to hear. That's terrible. That's just terrible. I mean, this woman this young woman's been through a lot in the press, and like when I hear this, it's just it gives a lot of context to a lot of other things. But like, you know, this was the same woman who was in allegedly Russell Crowe, like choked her out and threw her out of a house, and she was with RZA and he didn't say anything and this kind of thing. And I'm like, you know, wow.
He choked her out? I thought he spit on her. Not
he spit on her.
I'm sorry, he spit on her. That's, I don't know which one is worse. But yeah, to be just awful, man. I can't really extract anything from that.
I honestly have no words. Like, I don't.
Yeah. All I can say is that we live in a horrific culture when it comes to women in general. We just live in a horrific, and you know what? Me and Mel were talking about this the other day when we were examining Atlanta, and the latest episode, The Woods, right? And this is the second episode of Atlanta, which has been kind of like horror themed. You know what I mean? Like Teddy Perkins, I feel like was another horror related one. And since Get Out, I've been noticing like a lot more black people getting, you know, writing like this and getting this vibe off. And me and Mel were talking about, it's just like, I think this is the opening of an era of a certain type of filmmaking from us, because we've got so much horror bottled up, so much fucking horror. There's no other word. Fucking Marlon Brando. The horror.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, we could tell these stories for the whole 10 years. Microaggressions, you know, psychological trauma. This fucking shit. Mm-hmm. Our history here is slavery. Like, but then when you intersect that with gender, now I'm just like, I think there are stories waiting to be told that I'm not ready to see as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that are going to horrify me. And maybe they're already out there and I haven't exposed myself to them. But that story right there is just horrific. Just horrific. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. I'm gonna...
Whew. All right, let's...
I can't even articulate it, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything to synthesize from it except that we
just gotta pray and hold space for her healing, like I'm trying to do for myself and everybody. Like, amen, we need it, you know.
I say to that.
People aren't just struggling, like, you know, they're like really struggling, if that makes sense.
That's right. That's what life is always a struggle, but right now it's like we also got like a tsunami coming. We all trying to tread water while we, I don't know, get to shore. I don't know, the metaphors get mixed. Adidas offered Colin Kaepernick an endorsement deal if he returns to the NFL.
Somebody pointed out how much more of a gesture would it be if you offered him a deal without the football contract.
Yeah, if you want the props,
you know what I'm saying.
If you want the props, yeah, if you want the props,
offering him the fucking deal, you would still sell a bunch of shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And
then waiting on something like that.
And relatedly, the Seahawks, it came after the Seahawks actually said, yeah, you can come and train with us and work out with us if you agree to stop kneeling. And he was like, no. And I just got to say, not since Muhammad Ali have I seen this level of standing by you, putting your money where your mouth is. Because he is putting his whole fortune. Yeah, he's putting his whole livelihood and fortune at risk for us. For black bodies. And it's just unbelievable that people still think that he's kneeling to disrespect the flag or some shit like that. Can you believe
he's still been training for like the whole year, the whole time? Just staying ready. Yeah, oh yeah. He still like hires his trainer or whatever and does all the drills and things that a quarterback would do.
If you don't stay
this whole time.
If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready.
Basically.
Puerto Rico lost all its power again.
What the fuck? Yeah. I saw that and I was just shocked. Really, it's like
they barely got the shit back. They barely got the power back. It's like Trump is treating them like the stepchild.
Season is coming. I know,
but we're having a parade. It's all okay.
That's right. We gonna make some chitlins out of that pig, one way or the other. Okay, are we bummed out enough? Because I can stop with the bumming out. We can go to something else.
I know there's so much bumming out.
I'm just trying to see if there's anything that we need to cover.
Okay, I'm sure I've got at least one more thing.
All right, here's one that's conflicted. Okay, and then we'll move on. So do you guys know Diamond and Silk?
Yes.
Okay, so I got to play you guys some Diamond and Silk if you haven't heard any Diamond and Silk, because they are a duo of Southern black ladies of Southern Black, yes, duo of Southern Black. Am I speaking English? I am speaking English. A duo of Southern Black ladies who are heavy Trump supporters, and they don't give a goddamn if you know it. Okay, very sassy. It's like they're using the force for the dark side. I don't like it. I don't like using black woman sass for this evil stuff, and I can't get this video played, so screw it. Oh damn it, I just had it. That's not even my point. My point is also that that they have been reporting that Facebook has been throttling their reach. They've been limiting their reach with their audience, depressing their likes and all this kind of stuff, and it is tantamount to censorship because they're saying it's on the grounds of community endangerment or danger.
Yeah, they're a threat. But by the time that these dummies were on the news to talk about it, Facebook had restored it. And they were like, oh, we made a mistake. Because that was the same week or day, basically, that Marky Mark was testifying before Congress. They were like, this is a small percent. So then when they tried to use that shit in the congressional hearing, he was like, we already fixed that shit. And it was kind of silly that these congressional people would keep referring to this small, show as in regards to what the Facebook breach and really allowed to happen, which is like Russia influencing the election. Like, why are we talking about diamond and silver?
Well, part of the reason is that it is a growing question about, as we become more and more reliant on Facebook to get everything, what responsibility do they have to protect, to think for us, to be our nanny, to go like, this is what you should, because, I'm sorry.
There's a video or a link that was saying the Facebook employees are struggling now to kind of keep going to work when you have maybe like these ethical concerns about what your job is allowing to happen, that it did influence the 2016 election, but it's like a great fucking job. Like, you're making a lot of money, you're good, you like the people, and so,
they keeping a job. ain't nobody quitting Facebook. Fuck that shit. Stop that lying stuff with your moral, ethical quandaries. The reason I'm bringing up Diamond is so because there's another conservative comedian named Terrence Williams, and he's also black. And the fact that there are 3 black people who are trumping for Trump, I just thought we needed to talk about this. What the hell is going on? Why are black people standing for Trump? How can any black person... Can you... Tiff, do you know why? Do you have any reason? Do you know?
It's actually a preview to season 5 of Black Mirror. And it's going to be a really great season.
Okay.
Netflix 2019.
I love it. Well, I just wanted to play this video of this guy, Terrence Williams, who's on Breitbart now, and he's filing a lawsuit with... Diamond and Silk, and they're all complaining, and he claims, I'm just a comedian. I just want people to laugh. You go on his Twitter, he says, I just want people to laugh and smile. But for some reason, all his videos have to do with him eating chicken. So much goddamn chicken, and I just think this is interesting. So let's just dig this guy. This is your king, okay? Terrence Williams, y'all conservative Negro king.
So, I hear a lot of black people on Facebook talking about they want to move to Africa. Well, move y'all ass to Africa. I ain't going with you. Fuck that. I'll buy your passport. Because you know what? People in Africa don't even like blacks in America, so I don't even know why y'all even want to go there. And you ain't even from there. You was born here in the U.S.
Oh, wow.
So, and then a lot of people that want to go back, they use government assistance. Well, I hate to break the news, but in Africa, you ain't getting food stamps. You ain't getting no child support check. Why you think Obama's daddy went back to Africa? Because he didn't have to pay child support. You ain't getting no housing, no Section 8.
Okay,
shit.
I think I've heard enough. The title of the video is, you go to Africa, I'll stay here with my white friends.
This is a recent video?
This is this is from 2016. There are more. If you go to his Twitter, it is full of videos like this, like him replicating the smooth skin challenge with fried chicken and hot sauce on his arm.
Have you heard of this guy, Tim?
he has a great number of followers on Twitter. More than I think like 40,000 followers, something like that. Anyways, point is, I was just stunned because I didn't realize that you could catch hell that you throw at yourself. I've never seen a more self-hating Negro in my life, and I didn't know they made this vintage of. I didn't know they made this kind of nigga anymore. I didn't know they made this step and fetch it like, oh, y'all want to go to Wakanda? I'ma just eat fried chicken and hot sauce with my white friends over here.
What do you mean? There's a Diamond and Silk. Why wouldn't there be a guy like this?
I felt like even Diamond and Silk at least had some sort of like pretense of dignity. Like, we're sassy. Like their hair was always did, and they always dressed, in nice clothes and things of that nature. But this dude is rubbing chicken and hot sauce on his body. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about it.
He has a lot to unpack.
He's gone. He's in the sunken place. Okay. Flush. No, we're letting him go.
Cancel.
That's right. He's canceled. He's canceled until he can be renewed in the blood and spirit of T'Challa. All right. I'm done catching hell. I can't take anymore.
I know. I'm just here quiet. I definitely can.
I am over it, guys. You know what? You can just have it. Mercury just finished being in retrograde, and I'm tired of communicating backwards. Let's talk about some more interesting stuff, like I don't know, Beyonce, Black Excellence. This is some Black Excellence. We got some Black Excellence to talk about. We already said Kendrick Lamar wins the Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah, that was cool. We like that. We also like that there was an article about the administrator explaining how Kendrick Lamar won the prize. Did you read that?
I did not.
Oh.
I meant to.
Ooh, can you play a little bit of this?
I certainly can.
Lauryn Hill is singing?
Tiff, can you hear it when I play the thing on the stuff on the internet?
I can't hear it all the way. I could just hear some sound.
Fair enough. I have to figure out a way in the future to get that popping. I'm slowly evolving this whole broadcasting thing. Okay, we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna play it. Boom.
Look at her skirt.
This is a little Lauryn Hill, guys. Okay, from the 2008 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
2018.
That's what I meant. 10 years plus 2008. I'm good at math. Okay, if it decides to play. It's the internet's slow because I'm broadcasting over the internet right now. You dig what I'm saying? I'm broadcasting a stream, and there we go.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Andrew. Phenomenal. Ne me quitte pas, il faut oublier, tu peux s'oublier, qui s'en fout déjà, oublier le temps, t'es mal attendri, le temps bientôt, à savoir comment, oublier ces heures, qui te oublient parfois, à cause de pourquoi, la gueule de ton âme.
Everybody, that's so worth it. Go to YouTube and watch the 2018 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame complete Nina Simone tribute by Miss Lauryn Hill. She does 3 songs. It's about 15 minutes. What was that? 1 minute 20 seconds. I was mesmerized.
I'll post it in the notes to the show because that is gorgeous.
Or on the Facebook page or whatever, because that should be watched. Wow. Okay. What else? What else we got?
One of the black men who was arrested at Starbucks is a member of the Eternal Order of Omega Psi Phi. which I just love. I don't know why that tickles me so much. When I was in college, the Omega Psi-Phis were the purple and gold wearing. I ain't got that right? I don't want to get fucked up. It's purple and gold, right? Is that purple and gold? Omega Psi-Phi? God damn it. I'm not. Okay, good. I'm not a Greek, so I know I ain't trying to get fucked up if I go back down to the south.
That's like.
But they were the fraternity back in when I used to go visit my man Al at Norfolk State. They was all the fraternities that was getting all the ladies. They were the fly brothers. They always had like the money and the, you know what I'm saying? It's like they was fly is what I'm getting at. So when this letter written by the Grand Basilius of Omega Psi-Phi fraternity, I don't know what no Basilius is, but y'all silly Greek blacks. I love that. That's just so cute. Giving honor to God and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm gonna just stop there, okay? I didn't have no idea that the Omega Psi-Phi fraternity had anything to do with Jesus. Is it? Are they a Christian fraternity?
I would guess that they're all Christian. If they all had to pick a religious affiliation, like you pick a language, they would probably all say Christian. I mean, they're all founded in the very early 20th century. I'm only picking fun because I remember the days of Freaknik. That's all I'm saying. Okay, moving along. The times that we are living in continue to unveil the bold and dark side of racism through the lens of ready cameras of witnesses that record the injustices that are reported daily. God dang, that's a sentence right there. That boy good. The latest incident on the news around the world touched our Omega family as one of our young men arrested in the Starbucks in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, is an Omega man and remarkable example of resilient courage in the face of undeserved fire. I thank God for a sense of peace and calm because the encounter with police officers could have been different. Anyway, you can read the whole thing if you want. I thought that was wonderful that his brother stood up for him and that the black community is gathering around him. And I'd never really heard of a positive incident of a black fraternity doing anything. Honestly, to be honest with you, I'm not a fraternity guy. I'm no hate, no shade to y'all fraternity people that are watching this. Maybe a little hate and shade because why they.
You had to go to a black fraternity to really understand how it's kind of like in school days. The guys who pledged the fraternity, there was a track they were on. It was like, Caesar haircut. I'm just saying, the clothes is always a certain way. We're gonna be professionals and this kind of thing. And and us artsy dudes, we was in a different dorm. The artsy dudes, we ain't gonna pledge.
But y'all not in competition. I completely agree, and I feel like everyone who pledged is really happy with what that afforded them in terms of career. They really work it. It works if you work it. And then I feel like the people who chose not to, I don't regret it. I don't regret not because I didn't want that.
Yeah, I hear you.
I just, there's no...
There's
no hate or shade. It's they can...
It's loving shade.
It's
loving shade. It's just loving shade. I don't hate them. I love all black people.
Other black dudes in advertising, they're Greek. In your industry, is it a disadvantage that you didn't go through that? Or aren't you all the artsy guys who didn't pledge? It's not you're an engineer.
Yeah, I work with all the artsy guys. In advertising, I work with all the artsy black guys. And a couple of guys maybe went to a fraternity or whatever, but those guys make way more money than I do. I don't hang out with them. Tiana Taylor bought her grandmother a BMW for her retirement.
Aww.
That's lovely.
I like her.
That's
Have you
sweet.
watched the show, Tiffany? Her and her husband?
No.
They're so
I
sexy.
saw a clip and it looked hilarious. And she's talking about if they're gonna have sex, and I guess her dad is there. And what's her husband's name?
Shaquille O'Neal, Shaman O'Neal,
Amari,
Shaman Arari,
Imani, whatever. Him. He was looking all uncomfortable. And she was like, "Why are you acting like we don't get horny?" She was like, "That's how we all get." And then the dad was just in the living room. It looks hilarious.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
They're aware that it's TV, but they can be entertaining. I'm so here for it.
All right, we got to definitely talk about.
Oh my God, more stuff.
Beyonce. We're gonna let you go to sleep soon, Tiffany. Okay, you agree to this?
I'm here.
I know you tired though. I know you. Look, we be going. Look, we be going.
Here.
I know you hanging with us. Not a lot of people can hang with us too. You jump in with the jokes correctly. You know what I'm saying? You can deal with the veering between incredibly dark, depressing, soul crushing stuff to levity. Some people can't fuck with us like that. Oh yeah, shout out to the dude. The lady that wrote me and said that I was talking over the video that I wanted people to listen to. Thank you for that good advice. I appreciate you. I'm trying to make sure I don't do that too much in the video. So if you appreciate that, write me back and say you liked it. I'm not going to use your name because you didn't give me permission to, but I appreciate the email. So we do have to talk about Beyonce because she is the closest thing to God I think that many of us will ever come to in terms of musical perfection.
Oh, and we were remiss in that. What was it? Within the week of her performance, she announced that she was going to be donating $100,000 in scholarships to HBCUs. So 4 students will have a chance to win $25,000.
I love it.
But I'm not sure I remember all the colleges.
You know what I love about that?
Cookman.
What I love about that most of all, especially with all the bleachers and marching band and drum major and stuff, is that Beyonce didn't go to college. Not one day. Not one goddamn day. Not one semester.
Come on, she took a class.
Beyonce has been Beyonce since she been 12 years old. You know what I mean? Like, she ain't never had no job but being Beyonce. And out of the graciousness of her otherworldly karma, she was like, you know what, y'all do need an education.
She's so damn good at it. She's so damn good at being herself.
Y'all need an education.
And blessing us.
I don't need it, but y'all need an education.
Blessing us with her magic.
So one of the things Bossip has given us, because Bossip, of course, is the oracle of all things black culture. They gave us 10 Easter eggs and hidden messages from Beyonce's epic Coachella performance. Okay, and this is very important. All right. Apparently, she did a nail change in between her set. Can you confirm this? Because you were actually a witness to the show. Is that true?
This is correct.
Yeah, what was that? Because I heard she did, and then I heard she didn't, and then I heard, like, this is how she did it.
How do you do a nail change in the middle of a show?
Was it like the stick-on? Like, what?
You know, those
like
stick-ons are kind of tricky. It had to be something, I don't know, maybe some kind of protection between the coats and they just pulled it off.
I see some kind of, what you're saying is that witchcraft was involved. You're saying that okay, all right. So Beyonce is also a bruja. The band was made up of alums from all the HBCUs, Florida M&M, Tennessee and M&M, Alabama State and M&M, Prairie View A&M, Hampton University, where you can't wear dreadlocks, in the business school, motherfuckers. I love y'all. North Carolina AT&T and M,
Norfolk State,
and M&M,
Cookman,
and M, University of Georgia,
Kennesaw State University,
and more. Y'all lazy. How y'all gonna list 29 people and then end with and more? Stop that.
They didn't even shout out FAMU.
Oh, that was the first one.
Oh yeah, Florida and M&M. Sorry, I didn't say it correctly. Also, great booty shot on Bossip of Beyonce's postpartum body. I appreciate y'all. I don't even think of Beyonce sexually though anymore. Does anyone think of Beyonce sexually? I mean, like, she's a beautiful, attractive, gorgeous woman, right? But that's J woman. You know what I mean? That's blues mama.
I think some people still think of her sexually.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb
there.
Good
point. You might have a point there, baby.
Think that
I might just be thinking.
You might look at the picture and be like, I see some cheeks.
I'm expecting
That's
too
cool.
much. Yeah, I'm expecting too much of people. I can't get this thing to go. I don't know why. Anyway, what else can we say about Beyonce? What else can you tell us, Tiff? Since you're a witness, you're on scene reporter.
Well, I'm still in recovery.
Okay.
It made me more excited to see what's going to happen in weekend 2, because the first weekend was so epic, so unapologetically black. I don't even think Coachella was ready for it.
That's also what I heard.
Right. Okay.
And the fake out was good. Like, they denied that there was going to be a Destiny's Child reunion. There was.
I saw that. I knew that.
I love that. I like when sisters be working it out. I also love me some Kelly Rowland. Some Slim Thim chocolate. Yeah, I love that. That's great. I don't know what that middle word I said was. Don't worry about it, y'all. It's a word. It's a word I said. Slim Thim. Slim Thim is a thing. It's a thing. I heard a lot about it. I listened to the whole Still Processing podcast, which I love, and they were raving about it. I rave about it. I base stand. I haven't seen it yet. That's only because we haven't found the 2 hours to block off. But maybe after this podcast, I will find a link and we will go look at it right now. So I cannot worship properly, but I know that it was awesome. So I'm not gonna besmirch her name by just talking about it without actually having seen it. I know it was awesome. I know that Coachella wasn't ready for it, and I do also know that she said that Tina, her mom, was basically like, you can't be doing this nigga shit in front of these white people because they ain't gonna understand it. And Beyonce was like, no, I have to do what is good for the world.
And she was like, I've been in this business long enough where I'm at a point where I can do what I want to do.
And that is
worked really hard.
And that if she can't say that, and if she can't say that, nobody can say that. Nobody can say that. Okay. Chadwick Boseman is going to deliver a commencement speech at Howard University. That's dope.
Cute. Oh my God.
I like
How
him.
come we have not talked about the fact that Avengers Infinity War is coming out very soon?
I thought I was the only one that cared. Because I'm a huge nerd.
I care.
I'm a huge nerd.
Care. We took the kid to see Black Panther.
Awesome.
Of course I care.
Well, fantastic.
Okuy's in it. Shuri's in it. Like, I care. Yeah. I'm invested now. I am super invested.
I'm very invested, but I'm also just trying to warn my black people who got really into it because of Black Panther
Wakanda.
that Wakanda's going to get fucked up in this one, okay, guys?
Wakanda
I'm not trying to spoil
forever.
it. I'm not trying to spoil it for you or anything, but if you read the comic books and you've seen the things, they're fighting Thanos. Thanos is going to fuck Wakanda up some kind of way, okay? It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt very, very badly. That's what I'm trying to prepare you for.
I'm not ready.
I'm not ready for this. I don't know if I'm ready for this. It was Wakanda Forever. Now it's going to be like Wakanda for...
What happened?
What happened? For Wakanda Farewell. Issa Rae wins the Peabody Award for Insecure.
Oh, you know who else? Jay-Z won a Peabody for the Khalif Browder story, which I could never bring myself to watch because it was a heartbreaking story.
Can't do it. I remember when it actually happened.
I tried.
Yeah,
I do too. See, this is why I think sometimes not just white people, but other people who are not black don't understand. It's like it's a constant barrage of these stories and really difficult emotions about death and dying and people not acknowledging your humanity and not being seen as a human. And, it's like why would we make this up? Who would voluntarily say, you know what I want to do? I want to pretend to be a oppressed person who has psychological trauma from physical enslavement. You know what I mean? No, nobody's making this shit up. It's fucking real.
That's great that he got rewarded for that, and I also love to see old rappers showing me how to be an old black man. You know what I'm saying? Like with swag, because as much as I love my dad, I'm not trying to be my dad. You know what I mean?
I think your dad's watching tonight.
Yeah, my dad my dad's dope. My dad is amazing. But I'm trying to I'm trying to be like my dad with some me added to it. You know what I'm saying?
As it should be.
As it should be. And so oftentimes I find myself looking out into the world for examples of okay, what does it look like to be 50 years old in LA as a black man like me? What does that look like? And then it occurred to me, I had the funniest thought the other day. I was like, oh shit. I'm also demonstrating. I was at the place I eat every day. When I go in there, this dude hit me up. This young brother couldn't have been more than 21, 22. He's just graduating college, and he was like, he asked me for my email and my phone number because he was graduating soon, and he knew I worked in advertising, and he's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do after I graduate, and I just need some advice about what to get into. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm the OG. I had no idea. I'm like, little nigga, you're dead. You doomed. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to. I can't figure this shit out. I'm struggling. I'm hanging on by tenterhooks, bro. Just give up now. I'm like, but I can't say that, right? you gotta boil it down and make it positive or something. So I'm trying to teach myself how to be a mentor, guys. Is what I'm getting at, and I don't know what to. I'm scared to call them back because I feel like the first thing I'm gonna be like, "Hey, bro, this shit is not gonna work out." Okay, I don't know how to work. I don't know how to do it. I can't tell you how to do it. I'm lucky.
I think that's the thing. You first learn how to do it yourself and get into a practice, and that way you can at least share the discipline of, that effort, because there may not be. It's like, with meditation or whatever. There's not necessarily a point you're going to reach where then all of a sudden everything's going to fall into place and it's going to work out, or that will happen, but then another challenge will present itself. 100%. It doesn't stay good. Like you don't reach nirvana and then just stay there.
That's right.
So what you have to develop is the discipline and the practice of how to weather the ups and downs and all the things.
Absolutely.
That adulting entails.
You're 100% right, and I find it as a 41-year-old person, it's difficult for me to even get past I'm like a child again. Guys, you know what I mean? And maybe you can relate to this, Mel. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you can relate to this, Tiff. You're a little bit further along in your parenting career than me and Mel are. Yeah, praise God. How old is your son, anyways?
He is 15. He will be 16 in the summer.
Oh my God. My God. When is his birthday?
June 28th.
June 28th. Okay. Now, okay. So, right. What is that? What sign does that make him? Is that?
He's a Cancer.
He's a Cancer. So he's all heart. He's a lover. Yeah. He's a lover. What is he into? Is he still doing music? I remember we had talked about he was making beats at some point. What is he in that phase yet? Out of that phase yet, or?
No, he's still in that phase. Okay. He has put down his bass, his guitar.
Okay.
He's still on the drums.
Okay.
And
he's narrowing
this summer, this summer he's gonna do a production class at the music college over here.
Awesome.
That's
Awesome. So what I was getting at though is, it's like with kids.
Is it supposed to be her on the? Oh, never mind.
That's not what we're. Yeah.
I see we're up there.
Yeah. And this is what it looks like.
This is why I shouldn't even be trying to look at the.
It's so
technological. I don't know.
It's all right, Mel. This is also a part of Woke Kids. Mel be like, what is this? The thing, the thing,
the thing. Oh, we recording?
Yeah, and I'm like, no,
we just recording.
I'm like, speaking of that, which here it is. We're still doing.
I'm sorry, it is getting late.
Yeah, we're almost done, guys. I just want to give the people at least an hour and a half of good content, which I have no idea if we have done yet. But the point is that I am being a parent, because this is a good time to bitch about being a parent, because this is also Woke with Kids, is that sometimes you can just get so absorbed in the day-to-day practice. Like today, we had to go take Ellison in to get shots. And we're coming back, and after the shots are over, he's not crying about the shots anymore. We're in the car, we're coming, everybody's a good time. We got somebody else's kid with us. It's 3 kids in the back, two big boys and 1 little baby. And he's playing with this little thing they gave him from the doctor's office, and it's this little stretchy thing, and it's making him so happy. And they gave him a stretchy thing to take his mind off the shot. He's just playing with it, playing, and then suddenly you hear, you're like, what the fuck is wrong? You just having a good time with the play thing. You look back, this nigga snapped it in half, and he's broken it, and he's screaming. And I look back, and then for 1 second, like every parent has this moment where you see the dark door and the light door, right? And the dark door is always wide open, and the light door always got a lock on it. I don't know why, but so my first instinct, the darkness, wanted to be like, if you don't shut the fuck up while I'm driving, like you wouldn't give this little piece of Chinese cheap plastic crap. Who cares about this thing, right? But you can see in his eyes, he's devastated. He's like, I was playing with it 1 second, the next second, it's destroyed. He doesn't know that God has changed yet. He doesn't know yet, right? So I'm sitting there trying to rationalize with this 3-year-old. I'm like, see, that's too much. That's too much suffering for this thing. You're overreacting.
Oh my God! Please stop doing that.
You're just doing. You're being a baby. Screaming at him. I'm in the car. Finally, I just got to realize, and this is something I'm learning day by day. There's literally nothing I can tell this kid. All I can do is let him absorb this lesson. I had something. I played with it. I broke it. It is irrevocable. God has changed. Now I have to deal with the consequences of this. There's nothing that daddy can do. That's a very painful thing as a parent to just accept. And I feel like being a parent has given me this inflated sense of agency. Like I'm supposed to be able to reach into people's brains now and go like, are you upset? Now you're not. Are you confused? Now you're not. Are you ignorant? Now you're not. You know, like I'm supposed to be able to do that. And maybe that's a metaphor for this podcast, right? Is that I'm reaching out into the world and I'm trying to say something that makes sense, something that I feel like if you hear this, then you will think right things afterwards. But clearly that's not the case. How have you coped with being a parent and your child not learning from your lessons? This is what I'm getting at.
You know, for the most part, he does pretty well to listen to my advice. The most painful one has been the friend lesson. Because we just wrapped up middle school, and I've always told him, you know, starting out, he went to private school for a long time.
Okay, mama.
So we started there, middle school. After 6th grade, we went to public. I've always told him, okay, you're going into a different environment. His private schools had kids that, you know, they come from 2-parent homes. They have money, like totally different from what his environment was. So I always told him, like, you know, you got to choose your friends wisely. You can't trust everybody with your information, and you got to play it close and let it play out to see who's really there for you and has your back.
Right.
He told a friend something private, and I told him over and over, I don't trust that kid. Don't trust him. Mom, that's my friend. Everybody that smiles on your face is your friend. What he told that person, when they fell out, that came out. And I was like, this is the lesson.
Oh, yeah. That's
like, it sucked. There was like mass texting going on. Like, is this true? Did you say that? Just messy. And I was like, see, you knew how this was going to turn out.
Right.
Yeah.
You were new to the crew. There's no loyalty. You couldn't trust them.
These dudes ain't loyal.
That's
it was a hard lesson for him to learn. And I was like, damn.
Wow.
I feel like that's one that you just have to go through. Like, everyone can tell you, but you still are going to make the choice to try and trust that person until it's proven to you. And then you're like, damn it.
And what also...
And some people do it over and over.
And then you're just like, damn it. I trusted him again.
Yeah, you did it again.
God dang it.
Fine, I am fucking logging out of this shit.
No, we're gonna wrap up now. That's I think that was all the wisdom we needed.
Damn it! And on that note, damn it.
Yeah, I think we've given you all we can give. We have talked politics. We've bummed you out. We've given you some parenting insight. Damn it! What else do you want from us? We're just trying to raise kids.
See, I got my David Hasselhoff Knight Rider shirt.
Oops. Where did you get that?
Target, girl.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even realize how much I needed this in my life. I literally have been wearing it every day almost since I bought it. I have washed it probably like 3 times. It's so soft. Target, y'all. If you're an 80s child,
we have definitely got to get some t-shirts going too. I just want some t-shirts that feel like that with my name on it. That's all. That's what I need. I need to hug myself.
I need like V-necks, racerback tanks, all the different styles.
Right.
Okay, so we are on. Okay, good. We got some shout outs. I was gonna say all the things about the things.
You can start counting down that, or you can start saying shout out, start saying thank you to people who reposted us there.
Oh, I would need glasses on again. Okay, so on SoundCloud, we got some reposts. Now I look like an old lady. We got some as I put on my glasses. We got some reposts. Glasses. Thank you. From An Honest Conversation About Hip Hop, Just Say Words podcast, Ebonics, Two Awkward Millennials. Thank you guys all so much for reposting our recent podcast, episode 88. Honey, how would you say this? B Mills? What is that? I don't.
Yeah, B Mills.
B Mills. Okay.
Yeah.
And sorry, I am not hip to anything. Thank you for the repost. We've got What is TWS?
The White Pants Society.
The White Pants Society. Okay,
yeah, they're a thing. They're a thing.
Okay. Summertime is coming up. Tiff, you do the white pants thing?
No.
I always like to think that I would or do, but I don't. Okay. Terrace Dixon, thank you for the repost. Also to The Elements, a hip-hop podcast. Thank you so much. Two Squares podcast, thank you. And our fam, Al Diddy, thank you so much for the repost. On episode 88, reality TV, fake news, and Facebook zucks up. Oh, that was so clever.
So clever. That's me. And also shout out to my lovely wife, Mel, and her new podcast, Off the Page, in the inaugural episode. Finally got it out. It's out. Now we're trying to book some more people and keep it going because I like it. I enjoy doing it.
It's called Off the Page. My first guest is Nigel Mumin. It is available on our Work with Kids account. Is that what it would be?
I'd say that. Yeah.
Go to our SoundCloud, things like that. Please leave me comments.
Please leave comments.
Suggestions. I was nervous. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of figuring it out, but
just like the rest of us.
Give it a listen.
All right, that's all the shout outs for now. Please, guys, leave us a comment on iTunes. There are only 28 comments on iTunes. We have over 500 listens a week. That means some people are either you're just downloading the podcast and just wasting space on your phone, or you're listening to us and hate listening to us. So just leave us a mean comment or something. I don't care. Send us an email, tweet at us, do some things. Let us know that you're live. Join our Facebook community.
Yeah, we're on Facebook. Work with Kids, as well as on Instagram.
That's right. That's right. Where can they find you, Tiff, if you want to be found?
She Loves Film on Instagram.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And that's all I got.
I love it. That's all you need, honey. Okay, thank you so much for being our very special parent guest this evening. And thank you for staying up and hanging with us and blowing trees. Fully legal trees, palm trees. Fully legal trees in Cali.
Oh, that's what we didn't talk about. Everyone's celebrating fucking 420.
It is 420. Oh my God.
Like,
it was 421 now.
Freaking Boehner,
but
John Boehner talking about getting into medical marijuana.
He is.
It's like we really need to address the people incarcerated for marijuana offenses.
Absolutely.
Because that is a majority of drug arrests.
That's right.
And I at least read the headline, Chuck Schumer is introducing a bill
to decriminalize at the federal level, remove it from the Schedule 1. I can't wait. I need this to happen because I'm stuck in California. I can't live anywhere without legal weed. It's ridiculous. I don't want to take pills and opioids. I'm not that kind of person. You see what I'm saying? I'm with the earth. So let's get that done. And also, that Boehner Kush is going to be outstanding. You know that shit is going to be off the chain. I can't wait for these white boys to get their hands on this.
It's like the first time you smoke some weed and the white boy is like, yeah, this is my dad's stash. And you're like, ooh.
You like, ooh, weed? This ain't got no seeds or nothing. What is this?
Rich people even got better weed?
Yeah, my goodness.
But at the time I was 18, I was not.
Oh no, that was transformative.
Did not have access to
I remember the first time
high-grade chronics.
Ever. Never. I come from the East Coast. All we had was dirt brick Mexican weed.
Yeah.
I mean, if they really want to put the cartels out of business, they make this weed legal and fully grown in America. Make America green again. Make America green again, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Seriously, we could. We
make America green again. That's what I'm talking about.
Create it as a new industry.
That's right.
And we could really balance out some debt, build the wall if that's what you want. I mean, it's bullshit, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's like they leave money on the table all the time.
They leaving money on the table. See, we can't stop talking either, all right? Be quiet with all y'all smart talking stuff. I love y'all. Hey, thank you, Tiff. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Tiffany.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you. Y'all, please check out my new podcast, Off the Page.
Yep.
And also, you can find me on... there's a Facebook page for that new podcast. Go ahead and like it. I think like 5 people have, so that's making me happy. You can find me on Twitter at Melissa K, spelled out K-A-Y, says, and also on Instagram, Melissa K. Anderson.
Boom! And if you, for some reason, want to find me, I'm at Nyazi, N-Y-A-Z. I don't care. All right. Peace, y'all!
All right, y'all.
See you next time.
Peace.